हेलो 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 जी हाँ, मेरा नाम है जलाल और आप सब देख रहे हैं गपशप विद जलाल ओनली ऑन पंजाबी नेशनल टीवी। कैसे आप सब लोग? ठीक हैं, मज़े में, खैरियत से है। आज जब ये हमारा शो रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है तो आज जो है जन्मदिन है वन ऑफ द लिविंग लेजेंड इन आवर म्यूजिकल जर्नी, म्यूजिकल वर्ल्ड। जी हाँ, लता मंगेशकर जी का आज जो है जन्मदिन है। तो लता जी, आपको हमारी पूरी टीम की तरफ से आपको बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो। अल्लाह आपको लंबी उम्र दे और आपको अच्छी तरह हेल्दी रखे। और अगर आप कहें कि लता मंगेशकर के बारे में मैं क्या कहूँ, इनके लिए कोई तारीफ जो हम जो है कर ही नहीं सकते, बल्कि लता मंगेशकर का नाम ही एक तारीफ है। अगर कोई अच्छा गाता है या तो गाती है, हम कहते हैं कि देखो कितना अच्छा गा रहा है या तो गा रही है, जिससे लता मंगेशकर गा रही है। तो ये नाम इतनी एनर्जी है कि या तो कोई उर्दू गाने वाला या तो कोई जो है हिंदी गाने वाले जहाँ भी बजते हो, जहाँ भी गाते हो, तो ये नाम सबको पता है और ये सब यही दुआ करते हैं कि अल्लाह उनको लंबी से लंबी उम्र दे। तो आज का जो हमारा शो है वो भी ऐसा ही होने वाला है। जो आज मेरे गेस्ट हैं वो भी बहुत अच्छे आर्टिस्ट हैं, बल्कि वो आर्टिस्ट नहीं है, वो अपने बहुत अच्छे म्यूजिशियन भी हैं, वो बहुत अच्छे प्रोड्यूसर भी हैं, डायरेक्टर भी हैं। ही इज ऑल इन वन। तो आपकी भरपूर तालों में आते हैं वन एंड ओनली समीर रहमतुल्लाह। Hey bro, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you live,
Yeah,
finally.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. So you just got married. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
No, I think of course during COVID it's all different. The way you do your work now. So of course it was a different wedding as well.
Yeah, definitely. A nice little small little ceremony, but it was just happy to get it done.
Get it done. लड्डू खाओ कि नहीं खाओ, पछताओगे जरूर बाद में.
Exactly.
So because I start my show with the same question with everyone. If I have any artist here, tell us about yourself. Who is Sam Ram or who is Samir Rahmatullah?
Yeah. So I'm a born and raised Calgarian Canadian, and just all about music. Music's my whole life. I love everything about it. Grew up listening to a bunch of English music, Indian music, all different genres, and as I got older in my musical journey, just kind of blended everything together, and that's kind of the rest is history now.
Wow, I know, because I know you for years now. I think because you came to our on our radio station as well quite a few times. And because I remember when you and Rahim came for the first time when we did that live video, it went viral basically, over 10,000 views.
Yeah.
So of course since then, of course I've been kind of following your journey. So you came long way, long way.
My first opportunity on radio was with you, so so I'm so glad to still be here today.
To still be here. yeah. So do you remember your first performance or your first school performance or university? Yeah, where was that? When was that?
Well, I guess it depends what it was. So when I was younger, I used to play the drums a lot, so I remember that. Did that in high school, and so would perform all over through that. The actual singing part was only probably about 6 years ago.
Okay.
In Jamaat Khana, and so that's where you get your first opportunities all the time, and so that's where it kind of all started, and that's where I got to bridge all my history and all of my background music into bringing it into current, more mashup style of music, and that's what it's kind of turned into.
Yeah. So do you have anyone anyone in your family who's kind of involved with the music?
Yeah, I've got well, my dad sings, and so
he does.
Yeah, he's a singer, and he got into it a little bit later in life, but it was kind of just drove me and my passion to just jump onto the stage. So he did a bunch of that, and I've got an absolutely talented cousin, Zora Qasim. She's absolutely amazing. Got that. I've got a few other relatives in my family as well. They all sing, so I guess maybe it runs in the family.
So when you guys are when you were growing up, so let's say who's your inspiration, because now you do lots of Bollywood now. But who was inspiration that time?
Oh, I think growing up in the 90s, obviously I've always listened to Bollywood music, listened to everything, but growing up in the 90s, you always had Udit Narayan and Kumar Sanu. Those are the ones, big legends that always grew up to. And then as you kind of got into the 2000s, it was a lot of Shan and KK, and then the last little bit, of course, Salim Sulaiman's one of my biggest probably everybody's inspiration, but following him a ton, and Atif Aslam, Arijit Singh, kind of been the last 5 to 10 years. Has been really big on that.
So you were born in Canada?
Yeah, born in
Canada. So then where did you learn Hindi or Urdu? Because I know when you are singing, so you need that little bit, like you have to know a little bit.
Well, I actually don't know Urdu or Hindi. I do. I've learned and picked up a little bit along the way, but I think when it comes down to the music and what you're listening to, you tend to just connect with the song and connect with the emotion of the song, and so that's kind of what I take in when I perform. And between doing that and reading what the translations are and what everything means, you can really connect it and really feel the music. And so I don't actually speak Urdu or Hindi, but
but you understand.
Yes, I can understand, and just over the years of just being exposed to it, you start to pick it up and can understand there.
So when you were growing up in school, college, then into university, so did you take any part in kind of the competition or any reality shows, anything?
It's funny. So university, a lot of people don't know this. So you guys will be
there we go. First time. Breaking news.
So university, actually, I used to be a dancer.
Dancer?
Yeah, and so it's part of a Bollywood dance team there. And so you've seen like the movies like ABCD.
Yes,
so we would be in competitions like that. And
okay.
So it was one of the best ones was we did a competition, and it was in a crowd of over 10,000 people against all the other universities in Ontario. And so that was actually my university life. I didn't do music in university.
Okay, like in Ontario. So you were in Ontario.
Yeah, so I went to the University of Ottawa. I went to school over there.
Okay.
And so dancing was a big part of my life back then. And it was really after universities where I really got more heavily back involved in music.
Because when I noticed you first time, I'll be very honest. It was in our one of the church. I think it was Airways. And I saw with who was that? Alex Ojala. And then you started to play drum, and then you sang. I was like, he knows everything. So you were like from the beginning, after you started singing later on. But what about instrument? You were playing drum, and then you were keyboard as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I was playing the drums, play bass guitar, acoustic guitar, and piano. And so those are the main instruments that I play. And piano was a big one that really carried me forward for a long time, and really harnessed my musical. A lot of the learning and the theory and everything came from playing the piano. And I did that for the longest time.
So did you learn from anywhere, or you just picked it up?
No, it was all self-taught.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was just it started off at least with the piano. I was 18 or 19 in university, and I just one day bought a keyboard, and at night I would just put headphones in and just play and try to mimic it. And so first song was Pehla Nasha. It was just a beautiful piano intro to it, and so I just sat there with headphones and just mimicked the song, and the rest is history then, and just kind of carried on from there.
Did you ever, or did you ever think, or you had a thought you'll be singing when you're growing up?
No, not at all.
Never? So what you wanted to be, kind of?
I always really enjoyed, compositions were really fun to me, and really just taking songs and whether it's adapting it to something new or doing something different with it was always something that always interested me. So when I would play the drums, I would listen to a song, and then I would play the drums to it, and then I would change it. And then when I got into the piano, I would listen to the song, learn it on the piano, but then I would change it a little bit and change the feel and the emotion. And so that's where it got me into composition. And then I started doing a little bit of that on the side, and then as I started doing a little bit more composition work, then I started playing or started singing more, and then so that kind of tied in perfectly.
Because especially pandemic, of course, you see a lot of artists around the world online now, and what I've noticed, a lot of artists, they know everything, mixing and drumming, instrument, and kind of whatever goes behind the scene, all those production. And I think you are one of them, the one I know, who's growing up with that too, right? So of course it's a benefit now.
Yeah, definitely. I think I like to say that there's the tough parts of COVID, but sometimes there's a blessing in it there too. And so this was one of the ones where we were all kind of forced to adapt and all forced to learn something new and really be able to bring our music to the world without having the background behind us. We had to kind of just sit there and learn, and we have so many talented artists all around the world. We all just kind of work together and learn from each other too. Created a nice community where everyone kind of helped each other. Learn, if somebody wanted to learn how to do some producing, I showed them what I knew, and somebody knew videos really well, they showed me how to do the videos. And so we kind of all tried to work together on that. So it was really great.
So you are a singer. So might as well have a couple of lines of any song.
Definitely.
Yeah, please.
one of my favorite songs is Atif Aslam and Tu Jaane Na.
Oh, go for it.
कैसे बताएं क्यों तुझको चाहे यारा बता ना पाए बातें दिलों की देखो जो बाकी आंखें तुझे समझाए तू जाने ना तू जाने ना तू जाने ना तू जाने ना.
Ah, beautiful. One of my favorite artists as well, like Atif Aslam. So you know, today, we are celebrating Lata ji's birthday, when we are recording show. So I was listening to one of her interviews. She said she wanted to be a classical singer. But she gone into Bollywood, and then rest is history, because she didn't have time to go back and to do riyaz and everything for every day especially for the classical music. Do you riyaz every day?
I used to quite a bit.
Oh, awesome.
I used to quite a bit, and because I was learning classical music, and it was something that was really interesting to me. My Guruji, Nishikant Bali, he was the one.
Oh, Nishikant Bali is a guru. MashaAllah. Wow.
So I was blessed to work with him for a few years to learn, and really that's what's helped me harness a lot of my skills. And he would probably be not that happy with me if he knows I'm not doing riyaz every day, but I was for a very long time, and then obviously with COVID, things got really busy and you're not performing as much and stuff. And so one of those things that I think it's either way, if you want to become a good singer and you really want to harness that skill, you've got to do it every single day. And
especially the classic, in classical music, it's kind of base or basic for the music. Is that right?
Well, yeah, classical music itself is by far one of the most complex ones.
Yes.
And it's really what gives you the foundation to anything. And so whether you look at Hindi, Urdu, classical music, or you go to just general European classical music, everything's always a foundation to what we listen to now. So without that core, it's really tough to grow and learn more and stuff. So I always tell everybody, it's like, find somebody to be your guru and learn along that way. Right?
So to have a guru is very important.
It is really important. They help. Like Nishikant Bali was great for teaching me and guiding me on what to focus on and what to really put your energy towards, because we all like to sing and you can spend time doing it, but you have to also learn how to hear what you need to learn.
Whoa,
that's the biggest thing. So it's like, it's not about being able to do it, but to listen to where do you need to correct yourself and where do you need to get better. And so those are some of the best skills that I learned.
Wow, no, I think you well said. You need to know where you have to focus.
Exactly.
And I think that's what the guru does. Make you focus on any rags and everything.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Wow. No, this is great. And of course, lately we saw now you are in a production as well.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite, you guys released it on my show.
Yeah.
It was a Future Superstar show. Beautiful song with with your team and everything.
Yeah.
So tell us about that project.
Yeah. So that's SRQ Productions.
Yes.
And so happy to work with two of my good friends, Qasim Harani and Rahim Rajan.
Yeah.
And that project, we're still working on it. We have a bunch of stuff coming out. But it's been such a special project because we've been able to really mix a bunch of different styles of music, some different genres of music. And so that's what's been really special. So we'll take the English and the Urdu and mix it together, bring in some R&B and hip hop into there, and you've got some classical Indian elements to it, and the tablas in there, and then you got Qasim, who brings a lot of his blues background into it as well.
I love Qasim's style with cowboy head and everything.
Every project we always tell him, I was like, you need to have a nice hat on for this one. It always just plays to our storyline and it plays to our videos and our productions, and so that's been such a special project. So we've got 2 songs that we've done so far that we've released. We've got about 8 more in the pipeline.
8 more?
Yeah,
wow.
We've been working on and just harnessing, and our goal was to do it all at once, but as we couldn't meet as much during COVID and stuff, that's kind of caused us to all separate and try to work remotely as much as possible. That's been a great time.
Yeah, so of course this is your new venture, you doing everything, video and mixing and all this production, everything by you and your team?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we do everything from start to conceptualizing what the song is, what we want to do, and then we go in there, we produce everything, every single element to it. We write the song, write the lyrics, get it all the way to when we get it produced, then we mix it, we get it mastered.
Oh my God.
And then we do the videos. So we'll get our camera guys to come out and shoot it, and we'll take it back and edit it ourselves and do all that. And one of the things that we had to learn during COVID and everything is how do you edit videos and edit music. And so
actually, because I want you to call Rahim and Kasim as well with you, but because of the COVID, we couldn't have that many people together.
For sure.
But so हमारे देखने वाले viewers, well, I'm sure आप सबको मजा आ रहा होगा. Of course, मेरे guest जो हैं सैम रैम. तो अभी ब्रेक लेना वक्त है, जाना कहीं नहीं. आप सब देख रहे हैं गपशप विद जलाल ओनली इन पंजाबी नेशनल टीवी. मिलते हैं ब्रेक के बाद. जी हाँ, वेलकम बैक टू गपशप विद जलाल ओनली ऑन पंजाबी नेशनल टीवी. तो ऑफ कोर्स मेरे साथ आज मेरे गेस्ट हैं सैम रैम फ्रॉम कैलगरी. सैम रैम, Sami Remtula.
Yes.
So why did you make it short? Is it for us? Make it easy? Just for the fun?
I don't know. I think Samir, a famous thing I heard when I was younger is that 2/3 of Indians are named Samir. It was just a line, and it's just because it's a Hindu name, it's a Muslim name, and so it was just a line that I heard a long time ago. So I always try to differentiate myself, and of course Sam makes it even worse. But now you're bringing in the North American Sams as well. But I think it's always been I've been a big fan of Jay Sean my whole life. He's one of my favorite singers, and I always loved the Jay Sean, the quick name. So it's like Sam Rem.
Sam Rem.
So that's kind of.
I used to rhyme as well. Sam Rem.
Exactly.
It's perfectly. So when you are when you're on stage performing live, so what goes through your mind?
So my number one thing when I'm on stage is I like to connect with the audience. I think to me is I want the audience to experience the live performance, and I want them to experience what I'm feeling inside.
True.
And so that's always been very important to me. So when I'm on stage, I'm always looking around, trying to make eye contact and really connect with people or with whatever I'm singing, because a lot of the songs that we like to sing have a lot of meaning to it behind it. So whether it's a love song or a devotional song, there's so much love in there. And so I love to just connect with people in the audience and do that. So that's always what's going on in my mind. I don't think about what I'm singing sometimes, and I don't think about whether I sound good or not. It's more about how other people might feel when they listen to me.
So did you have any kind of I don't want to say accidents, but if you made any eye contact with someone and someone probably message you, hey Sam, would you want to meet me after? Anything happen like that? Any messages?
That, not yet. I haven't been that lucky. But
you're married, I remember that.
Exactly.
So because I a lot of viewers from our country is watching, from our community is watching. And Diamond Jubilee, 3-4 years, it's still in everyone's mind right now. And you were part of the big theme song, Diamond Jubilee Mubarak. Tell us about it. How did everything kind of unfold?
Yeah, that was just such an amazing experience to obviously work with Sulaiman Merchant. A lot of things happened, and everything just happened very quick. But I just got a phone call one day and was like, "Hey, we've got this project. Not a lot of people know about this project, but do you want to be part of it? It's a devotional song for the Diamond Jubilee." Didn't know anyone who was part of it, who was running it, and I was like, "Oh, of course! Anything we can do to give back to the community, and anything we can do to create something special in the experience, right?" And so then, I met up with my good friend Zahid Damani and Noreen Sumar, and we met up one day, and they're like, "Here's the lines to the song. Take a listen." And they gave us a little guide track, and you were listening to it. I was like, "Hey, this sounds very familiar." And you could hear Sulaiman Merchant's voice in the background.
Right.
And I was like, "Is this a Sulaiman song?" And they were like, "Oh, yes, it is." It happened very quick. We one day got the call, the next day we were rehearsing, and then the day after we were in the studio. And then day after in the studio, and then the music video shoot that same day. So it was over 48 hours. We did the whole.
In 48 hours?
Yeah, 48 hours, and we were part of the, what we were told to bring to the project was the choir part. And so it was really bringing in the chorus of the Jubilee Mubarak, and there was a bunch of other parts in the background and stuff. And so Noreen Sumar, she's phenomenal at writing choral pieces and stuff. And so she sat down and really just came up with all these parts and fit all our voices in there. And so we had a full 14 hours of rehearsing the day before, and then we had to be ready to go into the studio and do that, and then shipped it off, and then we saw the final product.
And it was a hit. Everyone's still singing, and you just get into it. Diamond, it's so soothing.
Exactly.
So let's talk about Salim Sulaiman, because you are composer, singer, everything as well. So like in Salim Sulaiman, they don't need any introduction.
No.
so how do you feel they are from our community?
Oh, they're ambassadors, not only to our community, but they're ambassadors and just inspiration to the whole music scene. I think while they're very well known in our community and everybody knows them, and throughout Bollywood, everyone knows them, but I still think they're very underrated for what they do.
Yes.
Because the level of complexity and the level of detail that goes into every production is absolutely beautiful. Me as a producer, I sit there and I listen to the music, not only to enjoy the music, but to critically listen to it and break it down and listen to different elements.
Exactly.
And there's if you were listening to Boomy 2020, the album that they did last year, there was a song Haji Pir, which is the one that was in Kutchi. They did the mix of Kutchi, then they had the mix of English. I sat there and I listened. That one just for some reason resonated with me, and I sat there and I broke down every little element. And the song itself has, I would say, over 100 different instruments in there.
Wow.
They're playing different styles of rhythms. The drum patterns are completely different random patterns. They've got all these harmonies coming out in the background. They've got electronic sounds on this side. You've got the traditional Kutch vocals, and it's when they pair it all together, it creates this beautiful harmonic composition.
Wow.
And I don't know if people understand that the level of detail and time to create something like that, and just knowledge, is unbelievable.
Wow.
And so when I talk to people about their music and stuff, I'm like, you have to understand that their complexity levels are unbelievable, and it might just sound like a standard song and stuff, but it sounds so beautiful because there is a lot of beautiful elements in there.
No, wow. Salim Sulaiman, we love you, bhai. We are so proud of you. So let's talk about, because we are talking about the production right now. So there are so many things goes behind the scene. And especially instrument. Now you can get, everything kind of on computer now. So how do you mix everything? What do you do?
So I use a software called Logic Pro, and so that's where I use for all my compositions and arrangements. And so before, what I used to do, as I was kind of growing as a musician and as a composer, is it would be just the guitar, the piano, my drumsticks, and a little drum pad, and just producing each element. And you're going through, finding sounds, and kind of mixing it all together. As I've kind of grown as a composer, one of the my best experience was only just last year, was when I did Tere Liye for Smiley Sounds. And on this production, it was a devotional song, but it was the one that included over 100 artists on there. So we had vocalists, we had guitarists, bass players, tablas, flutes, pianos, everything on there. And that to me was probably one of the greatest experiences in my music.
Is that right,
Yeah, and it was so cool to be able to sit there, and I was like, okay, here's the composition, here's what I hear in my head, this is kind of what I want it to sound like. And then I would work with these musicians, these absolutely talented musicians from all across the world, and be like, this is kind of what I want to hear, this is what I want to hear, and they just bring their flavor to it, and you build off of that. And all these different artists were just kind of building off of each other's parts, and so it's a very iterative process, but it's really special because you can really bring all these different talents all into one piece. And so that's been one of my processes.
So musicians, normally they are up till 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. Are you the same thing? Is that right? Every project, I'm if you ever talk to Tanzil about me when it comes to projects, Tanzil Baidani, one of my favorite singers here in Calgary, she'll always tell you that I'm the guy who's up there all night and I just can't stop working, because I just want to get my thoughts out and my feelings. And once you go, you just get so engrossed in it that it's next thing you know, I look at the clock, it's 5 a.m. and I'm like, oh my goodness, I gotta be up at 8 a.m. for work, get to work, and then I come home, I was like, okay, I'll get some rest. No, I go right back into my studio and I just start working at it again, and you just work through the entire night. You just can't stop. Wow. So during the pandemic now, it's like 19 months old now. It's been 19 months now. So what did you learn new? Maybe cooking, of course, music, like you learn lots of music, but what about cooking and other stuff, general stuff?
That's a tough one. I think the one thing that I probably picked up the most was woodworking.
Woodworking,
And so I've been just doing bought a saw, and I'll just buy wood and stuff. And So I built like a planter box in my backyard. I extended my deck, and so I was doing all these different things. So aside from music, it was just doing some stuff around the house. And really nothing else to do during that pandemic except improve some skills. So.
So because you do so much like volunteer work as well, and because you've been part of our World Partnership Work Foundation, World Partnership Work event as well. You're always there to perform, as a volunteer. So if we're maybe you can talk about the volunteerism, how much important it is in any community.
In any community, I think, especially us in the Western world, is that we are so blessed in life with everything and anything.
That's right.
That I think it is not only it's not a good deed just to volunteer, but it's our responsibility and our duty. And to me, it's one of the most important things I think we could have as a core value, is giving back to, whether it's our community, whether it's to our country, whether it's to our brothers and sisters all around the world. We should be doing what we can to better the world. And I'm so proud and blessed to preach that message, because I think it's important for the younger generation, for the older generation, that we're all in this together. We're all on this planet together, and we got to do what we can to make it a better place. So.
Nice. Because I have lots of questions, but I'm going to cover that into my rapid fire round. But rapid fire round.
Of course.
So before we go there, just one more question before we go there. How do you like our studio? Because it's your first time here.
Oh, this is amazing. I love it. I think it's obviously, I was there from one of those first shows where I got to perform. I saw your first studio there, and then I saw your last studio, and then obviously here now.
This is bigger
and bigger and bigger, and so it's amazing to be here. So
awesome. Here we go. So are you ready, my friend?
All right, let's do this.
And don't scare me. So it's gonna be So of course, I'll ask you some questions. You can just answer rapidly, and with some steam if you can.
Okay.
I love to hear that. Okay. 3 tips for the live broadcast for our.
3 tips for this live broadcast.
No, for any live broadcast. If anyone is doing anything,
anything for live is have good sound. You have to have strong video and good lighting.
Good lighting.
Good lighting is so important.
Very important. Okay, if I make you like the CEO of all the artists, what would you change?
I would change the competition factor, and I want people to be
collaborative.
Love
that. Yes.
I think collaborativeness is the most important. Every project that I do is important for everyone to feel the same, feel like equals, and that's my number one thing.
And I believe you did some collaboration during pandemic with artists around the world.
With people all around the world, and my goal was to always make everyone feel equal, have their voices heard, and to be a part of the production. That it's not my production, it's our production.
True. Very well. Okay, what's the what's the best and the worst advice you were given?
Best advice is to always strive to be the best in what you do. And it's not about being better than other people, but just being the best version of yourself.
Yes.
That's probably the best advice I've ever gotten. The worst advice that I've ever gotten is that you can't do it. When someone tells me you can't do it, I go crazy. I
want to do it.
It makes me want to do it more and learn it more.
Okay, so what messages will you send to these people? Okay, like Farhan Shah.
Farhan Shah. I love the work that you do and the music you produce. It's for somebody who's grown from being an amateur musician to turning into a professional. I got to see a lot of his journey, and it's just been absolutely amazing what he brings into productions. And his productions are so beautiful.
True. Zora Qasim.
Zora Qasim, so proud of you. One of my favorite artists. I'm so proud of where she's come, and I'm so proud to have her by my side as a family member through everything too.
True. Okay, Rahim and Qasim, your team members.
Oh, the guys.
Come on, get to work.
Sorry if I get making you guys go crazy a little bit, but I always love working with you guys.
And Jalal Ladakh, if you know him.
Jalal Ladakh, of course. Thank you for always bringing us a platform and encouraging artists. I think the one thing I tell a lot of people whenever I talk about you is my favorite thing that you've done is Future Superstar.
Oh,
because
geez.
you don't understand what that little break to those young kids do for them.
Yeah.
That they will look back when they're my age or when they're my dad's age, and they'll be like, I remember that first time I went on the radio. And so I even said that when I went on your radio show when I was 24. So imagine these kids who are 12.
No, I think, thanks for reminding me of that. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so if you woke up as Mr. Trudeau, what would you do?
That's a tough question. If I woke up as Mr. Trudeau,
or you can cancel the election. Oh, it's too late now.
Yeah,
too late for that.
It's too late. Oh boy, I would unite the nation somehow.
Unite the nation. There we go. If you woke up as Nahi Nanshi,
as Nahi
our
Nanshi,
mayor.
Oh, I would have retired 10 years ago. Like, he's great. I mean, the stress of doing what he does,
oh my
I don't
God.
know how he does it.
No doubt.
So I would have retired a long time ago. So.
If you woke up as Raheem Rajan, your buddy.
As Raheem Rajan, I would keep playing the drums. I love the drums.
I like that.
I always bother Raheem about it. I was like, Raheem, you got to keep going on the drums.
Yes. You know, guys who are watching me, he's one of my favorite. And you know how much I covered him. Every time, whenever he's playing, always do the Facebook Live just for him.
Yeah.
He's my favorite, no doubt.
One of the most talented drummers I know.
No doubt, no doubt.
I wish he would just keep going.
I know. Make him do it, man. Make him do it.
I bother him every time.
If you woke up as like Qasim Rajan.
As Qasim? Oh, wow. If I woke up as him, I would be just playing the guitar all day and all night. And awesome. That's what he does already. He's so phenomenal. One of the best, most talented guitarists I know. True.
Your favorite Bollywood male and female singer?
Favorite Bollywood male singer? Oh, there's so many. I think for me personally it would be Arijit Singh. I think I connect the most with the songs that he's done and everything. So it would be my number one Bollywood male. Bollywood female, there's a lot. I think if you like Shreya Ghoshal's always, I just absolutely love her voice.
Yeah, you cannot go wrong.
I can't stop listening to her. So.
Yeah. Do you remember like any song from Arijit?
Yeah.
Please go for it.
Yeah. Tum Hi Ho is one of my favorite songs. So
love it.
हम तेरे बिना अब रह नहीं सकते तेरे बिना क्या वजूद मेरा क्योंकि तुम ही हो अब तुम ही हो जिंदगी अब तुम ही हो चैन भी मेरा दर्द भी मेरी आशिकी अब तुम ही हो.
One of my favorite songs. Yes. Okay, so you can rank these artists from like 1 to 10.
Okay.
1 is the worst, 10 is the best.
Okay.
All right. We'll start with you know what? Why don't we start with Tanzil?
Denzel, 10.
10.
Of course a 10. You know she's a 10.
Of course, yeah. And there are so many singers now online because there are so many other, so that one you see online all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, Fatima Qasim.
Fatima Qasim. Oh, it's hard. I can't rank 1 to 10. Like they're all like, Fatima Qasim's a 10 when it comes to the classics. She's so beautiful at what she does.
She does, yeah. And then Taimur.
Taimur, oh my goodness. So I have to give him a 10. In just being the absolute hype man and just the songs that he brings and the energy he brings to it, it's unbelievable.
I was going to say the energy.
I love his energy to every song that he brings.
Yeah. And Ilham Jadavji, the new upcoming.
Jeez.
He is talent.
He's talent. Like I talk about a lot of talented people. I've worked with a lot of talented people, and I worked with Liam directly too on a couple projects. And he is an absolute 10 out of 10. He's going to become a star in no time. And he's already a star.
He's already
the talent and the emotion and the passion he puts into his projects, unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Perfect. Okay, and if you get a chance to go with for a dinner with any Bollywood celebrity or any celebrity, so who would you go with?
Ooh, I think I would love to go for dinner with Sullivan Merchant or Sullivan Merchant just to pick their brains
pick
on
their brains,
music.
exactly.
Like I am so in love with their music, and I study their music, and so I just love to understand the details and the theory behind it. And so to be able to sit down for lunch with them and go through it, if you ever come to town, I'll buy you lunch, please.
Okay, so you've been to my show, Coffee with Jalal, and now Gup Shup with Jalal as well. So what left in your bucket list now?
Oh, well, I'm happy I got the mugs. So I have the original mug.
People are waiting for mugs. People are waiting for mugs.
Everybody's waiting for it. So I have it from the original show, so I still got that. So in my bucket list, I don't know. I'm waiting for maybe we do a live show together one of these days.
Yes.
And once the world opens up,
Yes.
we can do a fundraiser together or something and put something out there.
Nice. Yes, cannot wait for that, do we? You know?
Yeah.
Okay, one word for these legends, okay? Lata Mangeshkar ji.
Oh, thank you for everything that you've ever done to the music industry. It's
no
unbelievable.
doubt. Asha ji.
Once again, same thing. It's two legends in
Two
one
legends,
sense.
That's it, yeah. Suleiman, like Salim Suleiman.
Oh, and thank you for what you've done for the community, what you've done to the artists here, the inspiration you've done to all the artists that I've dealt with directly.
Yeah.
It's been such a magical thing you guys have done for all of us, for giving
Well
us that opportunity.
Well said. And then Kamal Tat sir.
Oh, another one. Just thank you for what music itself and what you've created and what you've created for the community is unbelievable.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
true.
Thank you so much for bringing your music.
Yes, yeah. Tawfiq Karmali.
Tawfiq Karmali, oh, thank you for not beating me up on the last project. No, we worked together really well. He's absolutely amazing. I love what he does, and he was so amazing to work with. So thank you, Tawfiq, for being a good partner.
Okay, best dish you cook or your mom?
Oh,
do you cook anything?
I do cook.
You do cook?
Yeah, not as good as my wife does, but I cook. I would say my best dish is my chili.
Chili,
I make a nice chili recipe that's healthy, that tastes great.
Awesome, awesome. And and your favorite like an actor or like Bollywood actor?
My favorite Bollywood actor would probably be Tiger Shroff.
Tiger Shroff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tiger Shroff. Now he's just so talented. He's a musician. He's a martial artist, a champion martial artist. He's an amazing actor. So he brings everything and brings into all his projects he does. So I'm a big fan of Tiger.
You know, because he was with, I think his last movie was War with Hrithik Roshan. I love their dances.
So
my
God.
God.
I know. Those are two dancing legends in one spot.
I know. Oh my God.
So
and your female, or like your favorite female?
My favorite female
actress
would probably be, I can't remember her name right now. It's not coming to me. She was with Varun Dhawan on a bunch. Alia Bhatt.
Of
course.
Yes.
Right now she's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
She's got this really like cute way to act.
Yes.
And it really just when she's on screen and the way like she has her emotions and everything, I just always connect with it. So I'm a big fan of Alia Bhatt.
And who was your childhood crush?
My childhood crush, Rani Mukherjee.
Right? Oh, that was me.
Oh man.
Come on, man. Do something for me.
I know. Kuch hota hai. What do I do?
Rani Mukherjee new movies coming up in November with Saif Ali Khan.
Oh yeah.
Bubbly. What is the Bubbly 2 or something?
It was Bunty or Bubbly 2.
Bunty Bubbly 2.
Yeah.
So releasing in November.
Yeah.
There
we go.
Last question. How was your experience today here on Gup Shup with Jalal?
Amazing. I always enjoy my time with you. It's always so special, and we always have a good conversation.
Yes, I love it.
So it just feels like I'm chatting like just normally all the time. So it's I had a great time. Thank you so much for having me here.
So your last message, if you want to give it to our viewers.
Yeah, thank you guys all for tuning in, and obviously tuning in to Jalal's show. He's got an awesome show, does amazing stuff here, and look forward to seeing you guys all soon. And Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So now it's time for selfie. 1, 2, 3. So guys, ये था आज का हमारा show with one and only Samir Rahmatullah from Calgary. He's on a Facebook, he's on a YouTube, so make sure subscribe him. And मिलेंगे अगले हफ्ते नए गेस्ट के साथ. देखना मत भूलिएगा गप शप विद जलाल only on Punjabi National TV. Thank you.